Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? So, this is emergency stream, and the reason why is because somebody comes into Twitter and says that this is my last little bowl of rice, and so I'm like, yeah, okay, tell me about it. So he's supposedly taking care of his siblings, and he's supposedly over in Gambia, which is a country that's fit inside of Senegal, and the government doesn't care about him or their situation. I got him to follow my link last night, and I told him, hey, like in 11 hours. And then by the time I went to bed, I said, hey, in 7 hours, come uh, come be on stream with me and tell me the situation. I will pay you. Like he was trying to get me to do like moneygram.com or something like that, and a different type of sending money app. And I was like, I don't have those things. Maybe my friends have those things, but I don't have those things. So like, come on stream and tell your story. Let's use your technology, your cell phone, to show the rest of the world. But now that I think of it, I told him, now that I think of it, I have Coinbase and I could send you Bitcoin. So you say that your friend has Bitcoin, I could send you Bitcoin. I just now realized that. And so like really I have like $10-$20 worth of Bitcoin or something like that over in Coinbase from getting people signed on to Coinbase in order to yank their own money from Coinbase and send it over to Richard Hart Products. So I'm entertaining this guy who quite possibly could be a scammer. He's got many qualities that equate to typical scammers, but I wanted to give him a chance to show us his village, how the farming is set up in the village, the technology, how it reaches the village. So, like, show us some stuff about where it is that you reside. I would love to see it. And that to me is worth $5. I mean, fuck, I just paid. Well, actually, that was gifted to me, but I tipped him $1, and typically I pay $3 for this cup of coffee. So $3 plus another $4. Typically I pay $4, and then I calculated my rent, $36 a day. Figure out how much I pay for rent. There at my little tiny shack house. I live in a shack too, just in a first world country. So this is not to be negative upon anybody. Instead, it's maybe exposing some Hexicans to some scammer or a different viewpoint of life. Like I haven't been exposed to every scheme there is out there. He definitely did not pull on my heartstrings because I'm well fortified by now in my age and experiences in life. Been fucked over too many times in business to give a shit. And then also we've got tons of people in our community who are bad actors in the first place. So like, I don't know, maybe this will help fortify people. So the guy is not responding right now, and so that's why I'm doing my monologue. But I came up with some questions. I'm getting better at streamer, guys. You guys realize that? I came up with some questions. Like, how much money is a lot of money to you? I wanted to ask the guy. Like, how much money do you make per year, or how much money are the wealthy people in your village making? How do they make that money? Uh, what do you regularly eat besides rice? Is rice a staple, or did you just show me some? I don't know. He showed me some rice with a concrete floor. Then whenever I was on camera with him, he came out of a dark place, and there was like the front door was drapes, so he was in a dark spot, and then it all lit up. So he says that he's 5 hours difference, and then I go on to Google Maps, and it looks as though 5 hours could be Senegal quite well. Um, if anybody would like to come on and join me, that's cool. I'm gonna pull up. You guys know this is my second computer, so I'm not absolutely efficient with it. I'm gonna pull up Senegal. Gambia is where it is. So let's share screen. And like a lot of you will absolutely dismiss this, and I totally understand. All right, what's happening? It's not recognizing it. Oh, must have been something to do with me blocking. Block maps. I haven't yet sipped this coffee, so brain slow. So this is just an emergency stream. Okay, really? Fudge sickles. That would be frozen shit. You guys know if I bounce out of here, it's on accident. Totally new window. Okay, now you're not responding to me pressing the N. Does anybody have a song of the day? This thing is retarded today. Look, that's what it's getting me. Retarded computer. Okay, let's go through the questions. What do you regularly eat? How many merchants have cryptocurrency accounts in your area? So, like, if it is that he has a friend who has Bitcoin and the capability of giving him some money based on like some sort of a ratio, right? I send $7 worth of Bitcoin, the guy gets $5. And how much is that $5 to that guy? How did he learn such good English? This guy has really good English. Yeah, why does your friend have Bitcoin and you don't? You've got a cell phone. You've got a cell phone with a camera. Here's another thing. Why is it that your Twitter account was made this month? And why is it that you followed? He like hyper followed people, and then 4 of them follow him back. And then he unfollows everybody. And then he hyper follows everybody, and then a few of them follow, and then he goes back to 0. So he's constantly doing this thing. why did I even set my alarm if this guy's not going to show up? I mean, this really sucks if he doesn't show up. Good morning, Moonmutt. Marcavelli. I saw you in here early. Thank you. So we're growing some balls in the crypto community. Let's face our scammers, no matter like what veil they wear. I was talking to JC, my new friend, the other night, and he's what is he? He's West African of some sort, but he made friends with people in Nigeria, and he travels a lot. As I've told chat, or yeah, as I've told chat, this guy was my new friend here in the States. He was born in Paris, and he travels a lot, but he's West African origin ancestry, and he knows his ancestry. So that's a definite positive. We actually talked about Black history and how he has nothing to do with Black history or the color of his skin here in the United States. He has nothing to do with some of these people because he actually knows his history. But that's a whole different subject, whole different time. And in fact, I should get him on. Mental note. What's up, Red Squirrel? So my new friend here, he says that the Nigerians are crazy people. They like to party. They'll take you in. You visit their home. They give you water immediately, and then everything that is available is set out on the table, to where you don't have to ask, and they don't have to ask you if you want any. Instead, this is what we have to offer, and typically it's a lot. Because we were talking about hospitality, and that's where we were, in the living room of my acupuncturist, who is one of my spiritual leaders. So going back to the questions that I wanted to ask this guy from Gambia, and I've got a cool little map in the chat, t.me/hexfoodies. What is the average lifespan of a person in your village? That's pretty interesting to me. What is your birthday? I wanted to get down to what his zodiac is, because in that way I could navigate a conversation with him. I should be able to see him if he pops up on the screen down here. So I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, and I wanted to ask him if he was Muslim, because the location that he was showing me, there were only Muslim places of worship. So if it is that this guy doesn't show up, I tried for all of us to have a perspective of the day. Let's say I was willing to pay, $10 to $20 for a perspective of the day. What's up, Andy? Is there no food in Africa? I wonder why. So that was another thing. I wanted to ask him, have you ever heard of Bill Gates? And I also wanted to ask him, how far did COVID come into your way of living? Basat in the chat says the average monthly salary in Gambia is $255. So I'm supposing that's US. What's up, Lazy Hexakin? Good try. Thank you. I shouldn't have set my alarm for this. I hope you guys aren't going too far out of your way. I'm a Cancer. Birthday's coming up. So I'm the crab. I got the shell, but on the inside, I'm just a heart, So that's why I mentioned earlier that I have, throughout my life, eventually gotten to a point where you can't affect my emotions. Instead, I'm going to give people a chance. Red Squirrel, Leo. We got some Leos in this community. I know Famous is a Leo. Who else is a Leo? I forget now, but Famous is the one that like I think of whenever I run across a zodiac thing that's Leo. I'm like, hey, have you thought of this? Basat, Capricorn. I know Trap's a Capricorn. We got some Capricorns in here too. Yeah. Hex on Air in the chat says, I only give away money if I expect nothing in return. Believe me, it has bought me a lot anyway. Totally agree, man. And I talked to Hex on Air in private chat, and I said, hey, man, he's coming on stream with me, so he's going to show me. And I already got on screen with him. I just didn't record it. So I knew that it worked, and that was it. I just wanted to leave it at that and say, hey, in 7 hours, let's go. He still hasn't gotten me a Bitcoin address, which I'm supposed to send Bitcoin to. I told him about Ethereum because I'd rather send him Ethereum. And then this could have been an introduction to Pulse Chain. So Andy says, zodiac signs matter not, at least not for me. Hey, man, that's cool. But tell us what your zodiac is. Maybe I'll trigger you. All right, so I'm kind of wondering what Daraj is thinking right now. He's like, you Luddite. you actually thought that this person was going to follow through with you? Make themselves an example? I'm saying, hey, let's go. Yeah, because he hasn't responded yet, I think I'm the one that's being tricked here. Andy's like, no, I won't give you my zodiac. So if it doesn't matter, what does it matter? Come on, Andy. I haven't put any of the comments on the screen. Does anybody want to come on with me? Or is this not the stream to make your first appearance? What's everybody doing today? I just sent some mail out to Missouri. We got a Hexakin in Missouri, in a small town in Missouri, outside of Springfield. He says that no one in his town is into crypto. I started Google mapping, street walking, checking out places that could be like painted murals. That would be a lot of fun, huh? I hear that Gambian princes are even worse than Nigerian princes. Ooh, that's all right. All right. So Gambians are probably starting to come into Twitter because they recognize what the Nigerians are able to do. It's so funny. Nigerians who are in our community here in the States, they don't trust the Nigerians that are back home. They're just like, I tell you what, man, I'm not into the shitcoin thing. I'm gonna tell you straight up. You don't want me on stream with you, or you don't want me to talk to your people. Basat's in Missouri all the time. Are you on the highway, the state highway that stretches? I'm not going to say that. I don't want to give it away, but do you stay on the interstate or do you go all throughout? I have a Mexican friend who used to live in Clinton, Missouri, but he moved back here. He grew up with me. He's one of my best friends in life, and I made him a Mexican. Funny story. During Biden's inauguration, like during those moments, I was visiting him. So it was January. I was visiting him and I was doing my stretches, my yoga stretches in order to take care of my back. And I was in his living room and I was in front of that TV that was showing us the inauguration. And at the time, he was waiting for responsibility in Robinhood app and the markets with AMC and GameStop and those things. And I was waiting for Hex. And I was like, yeah, I'm into this certain thing. I'm looking forward to it popping off. We have a great leader. We've got great tokenomics. I'm staked out. I have a little bit liquid. I'm waiting for this. You should check it out. And he's like, no, I got my thing. I got my thing. 3 months later, he quits on his thing. 3 months after that, he's full blown Mexican buying at fucking 44 cents. My buddy helped make that top. So his average was up there. And then whenever it comes down, you know, like everyone that you witness that dollar cost averaged they're around the top. They're not so sure if they want to continue to pour money into it because they've got, you know, their family to think about and they don't want this thing to happen again. And I redid some math. A while back, we were talking about if you bought $1,000 worth at the highs of, let's just say 56, and you bought $1,000 worth at what was the low at 2.7 cents. This is a little while back, right? The low of 2.7. That average was 3.4 cents. That's how well dollar cost averaging works. Now, if you bought like the low of 1.3 p hex, then it was brought down to something like 2.4 or something like that. I'm not sure. What's your buddy's mood now? He is a hodler. I just went over to his place and visited him and his young son and his wife. We did some sunbathing and a little bit of dip in some spring water. And so what is his exact mood? What was his last? Okay, let's hear his last thing. Since we want the honest truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. Come on, where are you? What did you do? Change your pick? I just talked to him this morning because I sent him a picture of his old house with a lot of construction behind it because we're in Texas and everything's getting flooded. Electronics are not working in my favor today. Another retarded situation. Gone black. So he's hodling. What's up, facing? What's up, HOA? He's staked out for like 5 years and then staked out for 15, obviously. And he's like, sorry, I can't resist. What is he doing? He has got his eye back on the market because there has been that inflation that finally hit the market, right? The traditional markets, traditional finance. He does have his pulse chain sacrifice. And so last time I was with him, I let him know, like, hey, you might want to diversify into Pulse X. And then we talked about Ink Token, like my current thoughts of it. But basically, I think, excuse me, that coconut oil in my coffee hits hard. Basically, I tell him about the game theory, and then he comes around to making his own decisions. He's totally down with waiting 2 years. The big thing for him is that he has a 1-year-old. So responsible daddy stuff. And then his wife isn't working full time. So responsible daddy stuff. What did he tell me? I'm fishing for it in my brain. It'll come to me whenever I stop trying. Okay, Andy, you made it. You made it onto the screen. Some say that men with big cars compensate for something, but what about men with massive chairs? What if I'm just a really small guy? Oh, goodness. So who are you talking about, Richard Hart or me? Basat, are you really? Are you my buddy? Facing. All right, so I skipped over a comment. HOA says, sorry, I'm late. The guy didn't show up, so he is a scammer, right? But I literally got on screen with him earlier. Oh, I was looking in the wrong chat. All right, let's go back to my buddy that I was talking to earlier this morning. Oopsie. He says, I think I need more pulse before I do it, meaning figuring out how to. We talked a little bit about the farms. I'm talking about my buddy growing up who had some time in Clinton, Missouri, and is back home. 1-year-old kid. And then he was also wondering, does it matter if I stake at goathex.com or app.icosa? And then I told him, if it doesn't work for you, then you probably need to clear the cookies. Basat said, I go throughout. I used to live in St. Louis, Missouri for many years. I was admiring the deep soils over there. And down their street, they had asparagus that grew wild. And so just anybody could harvest it. That was pretty interesting to me. Andy, I still want to know what your zodiac is. But you've already narrowed yourself down to about a quarter of them. You salty, fiery person. Oh. All right, everybody attack Andy. He's calling Richard fat. Hey, I know Richard's brother. He's come to one of my meetups, so you better watch out. Moonmut says, I live north of Mansfield, Missouri, which is like 50 miles east of Springfield on 60 highway. All right, so Moonmut is the guy that I sent mail to that I didn't want to out. But now that he says it, that's our new that's one of the people that I've sent mail to now, and he lives in a small town, and not too many people are accepting of crypto. It just goes right over their head. So it's a great alternative savings account. And out here in front of my place, I advertise it as scholarships. And then last night, I met a guy that's a Hexagon who lives south of me, and he does animal husbandry, as well as he's got a day job in San Antonio. And so he commutes in and out of San Antonio. And his kids are in the FFA, the agriculture, animal husbandry, could be a vet, could be, raising cattle later on. I want this guy to come on stream with us. So that's going to be one of the next people that I try to get on. He and I had a great time talking last night. I gave him the rundown of the history of Hex, and his eyes turned to Hex whenever Pulse Chain came around, Pulse Chain Sacrifice. So we got a lot of eyes through the hype. And so I let him know like that this is how the ups and downs were caused. We had, like, I noticed on the chart, once we reached a penny in Hex for the first time, we had a dip. And then we reached a penny dip, penny dip, penny dip. And then we went up. And then there was, like, we went up to 10 cents or something. And then there was the Pulse Chain Sacrifice. And so we got even more popularity. People bought Hex. And then there was a dip. Then the other sacrifice, Pulse X. So I was just giving them the rundown of like, this is why the chart looks like what it does. And also, hey, come out to our meetups. I've had 3 inside this space so far. Maybe even more. I don't know. And we've also done them around the cities of Texas. And he's a follower of Rags to Riches. And so I don't even think he knew about Heartbeat. Instead, he was just following Rags and saying that he knew that he was following the Texan Token founder. So I gave him a rundown of like, okay, our G3's down there in League City on June 24th. Are you able to make it? Because that's how he came into Twitter chat last night. And then he came into Twitter chat last night, and I started explaining the history of Hex, and then Trap just like drops him and like kicks him out of the room. And then I'm telling him in private chat so that I don't disturb the room, because Trap had an agenda that night. He didn't there was no reason for us to be having this Texan conversation, like Texas natives conversation inside the chat and annoying everybody. So we had our private chat, and then I got him to join the Texas group in Telegram. I got him to join our foodies group, the guild group in Telegram as well. So that guy's name is Trey. Go greet him. I started talking about him before I started talking about Scammer Guy from Africa, who's not joining us now. All right, so this is an emergency stream that Scammer Guy was about to get me some info on his side, and then I was going to repay him with whatever cryptocurrency we were going to be able to work out, because I do have like just a little bit of change in my Coinbase account. So if anybody would like to come on, because this is an emergency stream and it's under the radar for Daraj doesn't even know we're doing this. Shh. The link's in the chat now. I see you, Paul Sachs. Paul Sachs says, crazy you're talking about my hometown. But it wasn't me you were mailing anything to in Springfield. Yeah, so Paul, Moonmutt is over there in your area. He's over in Mansfield, or just outside of it. Hey, Moonmutt, I wonder if we can get an artist to do some sort of a mural in your area. Like if we pay the artist, I don't know, $500, $1,000, or maybe just the resources, just the materials, would we be able to pay the landowner another $500,000, $2,000 to occupy the space? And then from then on, like anybody who drives on 60 is going to see this. And does 60 go straight through the town? I think that would be fun. That'd be a cool project. And we could have it respect the town and not just be like, we're Hex, fat guy, fat chairs. Big chairs, big chairs. You got big truck, we got big chairs. We're Hexicans. That means that Finbear needs to get a big chair. Duraj already fakes it because he's got Richard's background. All right, I need to catch up on chat. What's up, man?
Alrighty, let's go.
I was going to entertain a scammer.
Yes, I heard.
And I wanted him to show us, like, what sort of technology do you have there in your village? Let's turn that scammer upside down. He comes into Twitter chat and he's like, you know, I'm taking care of my siblings. My mom died of malaria. Okay, so like if that's the second sentence that you're gonna tell me, it's pretty bad. So then it's just, you know, straight up like, let me see something, entertain me. So in DMs he showed me his small little cup of rice, and that's all they have left. You know that image has been passed around. So what are you doing today? I thought about you earlier. I was like, I thought about you earlier. I was like, am I gonna re-up my smoke today or not?
Well, now we're talking about it. How about I make one?
Duraj isn't here.
Perfect. Yeah,
it's okay.
I'm enjoying the weather, man. I've been hearing that it's in Texas really hot as well. It's been scorching lately for weeks now. I'm enjoying it.
Trap tells me down in Louisiana they're gonna have the heat index of 115 today. Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Here it's lessened up. It's gotten a little drier, and so I was just riding around earlier, and I was like, I feel pretty good. So I can adapt. I can take it pretty well. What's up, man? Emergency! People are starving. They can't grow their own food in Africa.
What?
Yeah. I hear it doesn't grow in Africa at all.
Yeah, and Bill Gates might be around.
Yeah, he is always giving everybody AIDS.
Paul Sachs says I-44 is the interstate you were thinking of. Yes, the one that runs from Springfield up diagonally.
Yeah. I had to go, and I'm sorry to bring a greenhouse into this, but I had to go and buy some pre-grown cucumber starts to the greenhouse because they were in a big sort of dish over here on the floor, and the fucking dog thought that I had hidden something underneath the soil. So she just dug everything up, and she was looking like there's something in here, man. I know there's something in here, and she fucking dug up everything.
What if she's right?
Fucking asshole.
what if what if
Yeah.
below there you find
That's where
something?
I had my seed words there.
Clever
They're
dog.
under the cucumbers.
Ooh.
Dog
So,
makes living really difficult for itself.
hey, speaking of, Trap has made some cards where you can engrave your seed words. So if anybody's interested in that sort of thing, get a hold of him. They're pieces of metal that used to be like
Nice.
scrap metal from one of the places that he did business with, and he rubbed off all the edges and he made it to where it was exactly like credit card size. I've got two coming to me, so I'll show them on stream at some point. But I just wanted to
Yeah,
see what they would look like.
I wonder what medal they are.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
in Twitter Spaces a while back, somebody was saying like you can just go to a electrical supply company, and the electrical boxes, like some of them have like perfect size metal for the coverings of electrical boxes. You can just
Yeah.
grab one of those and use that.
Yeah, so you can write what all the different
All your
lines that
yeah.
go out from the box are. Like this is for the kitchen, this is the bathroom lights, this is the living room sockets. Like, yeah. Hey, Besot, I don't think they're killing farmers in Gambia. I think it's South Africa where that's a bigger issue. But you're right, there are countries in Africa where the like being a farmer in South Africa is the deadliest profession in the world.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
What?
they kill them
The wildlife?
like nobody's business.
Can you imagine trying to? I mean, of course we can't imagine because some of us have thought about being the preppers, right? Having a crop and guarding that crop. Oh my goodness, how
Yeah.
stressful that must be.
Yeah,
Like I can imagine Finbear's situation with like barbed wire
True that,
around
man.
his greenhouse.
yeah, yeah.
Like just cover
Me
your
with the
greenhouse in
BB
barbed
gun.
wire.
Just stay away.
The
Yeah.
shade cloth is
I'm gonna
barbed.
put some. Yeah. I don't need shade cloth because there's so much barbed wire around it, and it looks pretty
HOA
cool.
hashtag HOA hashtag project ideas barbed wire mesh. Just to like shock factor on people.
Yeah,
The strawberries with the electroculture are doing great. So I'm not really sure if it's related, but up until now they look amazing. Bam. It's insane. I'm loving it.
Oh, that sounds wild.
Can't
I'm gonna
wait.
put strawberries everywhere.
Yeah. Did Kevin Devon cut out?
Yeah, you started to cut off, man. What? Oh no, it's just you and me, Erwin.
Ah,
This is gonna fucking suck.
every single time. So let's see how long it takes for us to have the channel banned. Start
Yeah.
now.
No, I don't wanna see. D-Rush has already put too much work into this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't wanna fuck
One
it
way
up for them.
company sees us doing this, he's gonna go bananas.
I missed the beginning of the stream because
Yeah,
it's
same.
pizza day and I was making pizza. Do you know what happened? The dude didn't show up. Obviously didn't show up.
What a surprise.
Yeah, probably a friend of his is like, "Hey, why is my picture on YouTube? Is this the one you took of me yesterday? Why am I on YouTube, dude?" No, but listen, you have to come with me to the stream. They're going to give you $400, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Now we
What's up,
really have
Turin?
to see stream.
Hexaner is saying we're really having an emergency stream.
It
Oh my god! Oh my god!
looks like Turin added ink to his name. That's awesome. He's an inkophobe. Is it? Would it be
Ooh.
that way?
Oh, not an
Incophile?
Incaphobe. Yeah,
Incophile?
Incophile.
Okay.
He's he's really heavy into incentivizing people to do stuff.
Andy finally gave us his zodiac. It's Pisces. That's why you're not a believer. And
Taurin Incorporated.
I think you need to go swim in some water and just chill out.
Yeah, I've been cleaning the pool myself. I had to go and buy like a really long 1.5 inch, or is it like maybe 1 1/3 inch hose, like 8 meters long, and freaking vacuuming all that crap from the bottom of the pool that accumulated.
You don't have that shit automated.
There's so much stuff that, like, I have this like a Roomba for a pool, but it's like the size of a garbage can lid or something. It's completely useless in a pool that size. It just goes like does circles in the corner, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
full,
yeah.
and the battery runs out, and yeah.
In hindsight, I wish I bought the robot, but these things are insanely expensive. So I bought, what was it, the Zodiac something, and that alone was $400, and it's just connected to the suction hose, and it just walks around forever.
Yeah. Oh, I saw.
That's a pretty good job.
I saw a great video. There was this Finnish lady who had some kind of a security camera where she could, from her phone, she could check out what's going on in her house, and she had a dog in there, and the dog had like diarrhea, and she was like pretty upset. She had to go to work because the boss doesn't let you stay home if the dog is sick. That's ridiculous. So she had to go to work. Obviously, he doesn't. So she's at work. She's watching her dog like sick on the floor, and then the Roomba takes off, and she had just bought the fucking robot thing, and the dog shits all over the floor because she's horrified that there's something moving in the flat that has never been there before. And then the Roomba just goes over all the crap and fucking spreads it everywhere. And she's got like 30 minutes to drive home, and once she gets home, everything is all covered in dog shit. That's a great
man.
idea.
My lord.
Have y'all
That
ever
dog
seen?
smelled amazing.
Oh, that must be lovely.
Have y'all ever seen like a at-home camera that's like watching the pets, and the pets are animated in front of the camera, and they're just looking at it and looking out the window.
Yeah.
It's really cute shit.
Yeah,
like
I
to-
would never put shit like that into my house, or one of those CIA spy boxes. What are they called?
Exactly.
Google.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alexa box. Oh, Jesus
Home
Christ.
also.
No.
Yeah, well, it's so cool to have a box that listens to you constantly. Like, oh my god.
My silly
Phone that's the
sister
same.
bought my parents one, and I tell
Yeah.
my parents, and they're just like, it's that whole like, yeah, we're past the age, and so they basically get it so that they can go, Google, set a timer for blah blah blah, and that's all they really have it for.
Yeah. Play Elvis. Love me.
No, instead, my
that's
dad's
awesome, man.
Instead, my dad's on YouTube with connecting his iPad to the TV. That's his
Yeah.
style.
That's
No,
silly.
I don't trust him with any crypto. Don't try it.
What? You don't trust what with any crypto? Your parents?
My parents.
Yeah.
My parents,
Yeah. Imagine
they
going to their place and
know very
reading out loud your seed phrase. Hey, Dad, number 12.
Yeah, that's
Butthole.
what they did a lot
Butthole.
with the Alexa when they were on stream, where the guy on stream asked like, "Hello Alexa, what's my address?" And then the guy streaming their Alexa was doxing them of their address. Oh my lord!
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we do that shit in Twitter Spaces. We're like, "Hey Alexa, what, what was it? Yeah, what is my address or what is I
What's
forgot
my
what it was."
IP
Yeah, it
address?
was so funny. Yeah, what is my IP?
It
Oh,
Yeah.
it actually worked with this XRP girl. It started going and she was like, "Mike, mute." So Andy says that he's a Pisces. I experienced with Pisces. I lived with one of them once. Because I'm also a water sign, so I dated one. She was very texture oriented, so like it things got to her, and so like she's a little bit emotionally weird, but I wonder if textures are a thing to you, and you're very textile, and you just want to feel things.
Kind of like
So you
Joe
have like
Biden.
extra sensitivity at your fingertips.
Beep beep. Did you see Joe Biden grope that Latina?
Yeah, when she
actress?
stepped back,
Yeah, she was
he
like,
still had his hands at
she
this
was
level,
like
and
slapping them
she
off
put
her
him
tits.
down and was like,
Yeah.
"Hey." Well, at least she greeted him on stage, because like typically it kind of looks like they're CGIing him in front of people, because people like don't make eye contact with him and they just stand and smile, and he's just like walking over there, walking over there.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Or he has a piece of his head missing. Bleep, bleep. All of a sudden,
That's
like the
NASA.
green screen fucking blips out.
Like like facing reality here. He's in NASA right now. Dude, that's what you should do. Get a NASA inside thing
Yeah,
that
from
is
inside the spaceship.
inside the
let me
yeah,
let me get one.
yeah. Then you move like this all the time. Do like this a bit. Get your hair to go slowly like that. Brrr. It looks that shit looks ridiculous when you look at that. And then like have you seen the video from the European Space Agency where they had a stream which was full of like thousands of kids from all over Europe, like school children, and all of a sudden that lady pulled like a toy from out of thin air into her hand. Like what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Or like there's a wire around, or a
Yeah,
string or
yeah.
something,
You
and
can
it's
see
so hard
guys.
for
You can see
CGI to
guys.
keep up with it.
Yeah,
And
you
so a
can see
guy's putting his
guys
hand
grab
through it
the.
and back.
You can see guys grab the wire and pull the dude down because that fucking
Oh yeah,
bouncy thing is malfunctioning, and it's like get down here.
that's harder to prove, but like literally somebody puts their hand through an object and back because CGI just cannot keep up with it.
Yeah, 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 and two dudes are like giving an interview, and a third one goes behind them, like through the tunnel, and you can see the strings that he's hanging from.
We've all seen it. We
Not everybody has seen it, or
not
if they've
everybody
seen it,
admits to seeing it.
they don't want to think about it.
So why does it matter, guys? Because $70 million per day of our money goes to NASA. That's
Yeah.
why it matters.
And they also apparently keep most of the climate records that we have, which is super awesome, very credible.
Yeah, I think they should be a authority.
They should really,
yeah.
yeah, because
Let's build up some
they have a
studies,
lot
whole
of
stack of them.
they have a lot of spare time now that Elon Musk is in charge of the rockets and faking all that shit through his private company, that
Yeah.
he doesn't have to show all the paperwork like NASA used to have to.
So this is
Not
an
that the NASA can
incredible.
operate with any less money than before. They still need the money, but it's still like a privately held company that's in charge of the actual,
Where do you think
space
all the
shit.
funding of SpaceX comes from?
God,
NASA,
yeah.
military.
Obviously, they
So,
uh, they source it out.
but it's a private company. Yeah, 90% of the funds come from the military and NASA. Good
Mm,
job.
yeah, it's privately owned by
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
So we have an incredible psyop going on because Elon met with the president of Italy yesterday. That female president who's
Oh yeah,
Prime
who's
that.
Prime
telling
Minister.
who's
Prime
Yeah.
telling the
Minister.
WEF to stick it.
But she's also a member of the Young Global Leaders, so you should
Mm,
take everything she says with a grain of salt.
okay.
She's like she's like the paid opposition.
And then Elon is making it to where we can have more freedom to talk about things on Twitter,
I
even though here and there
suppose
it,
so.
yeah. So, uh, yeah. So get your hyped up freedom and then steer it into something that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So CGI
He's
the aliens in, and oh my god.
yeah. We need one world government. The aliens said so. Well, if the aliens said so, I guess we better. Who's gonna be in charge? Well, apparently the World Economic Forum put their hand up first, and they're pretty rich. They probably know what they're doing. All right then. So
Yeah.
I just eat the bugs. Then I'll be quiet here.
Yeah. Eat the
Yes, yes.
bugs.
You can take the pant. You can take your pants off and wait for further instructions from the government.
Yep. If you look throughout history, we've seen it over and over again. When times are tough, there's always somebody that rises from that moment, and everybody follows him because they see them as the savior. By the time they get actually influence, they turn a 180. And we see it over and over again. Now everybody's
Yeah,
cheering on for Elon because he made Twitter accessible, made it free, and at some point they pivot. They all
yeah.
do.
He's
Oh,
gonna change Twitter into his what was the fucking X.com platform, which is like the American version of the Chinese internet. It's gonna have everything in one place. Yeah, lube is like you better be able to cry on cue, man, because that's all the lube you're gonna get. Is some tears if you can muster them up.
Okay, so y'all have seen all the stuff about the Chinese government getting more and more strict with digital IDs and stuff. So you have to supposedly you have to scan a QR in order to operate your own car.
Yeah, or you need to scan your QR code to get on a bus or
Hmm.
to go into a library or go swimming or whatever you want to do. You always have to bleep yourself in. And there's this one town that has like 20 million people living in there, and there's 800 people in that huge town who have the highest social credit score. 800. Everybody else does something so wrong that that they don't get the full benefits. So if you're one of those really obedient ones who does everything correct, talks about the right things, has the right friends and the right opinions, you get to go swimming for free, and you get like museums are they open up an hour early for you. But that's a small crowd, and I think just like listening to us is actually gonna take your credit score so low that you'll be lucky to get any bugs on your burger in the future. Might be that you have to go full vegan, man.
Oh. And then there's images of them pulling parasites out of insects, and those insects are on the menu.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been
And
taking
you can
wormwood.
get those parasites. That's like eating
Mhm.
bugs is so fucking stupid. It's
Yep.
like I don't get how anybody sees that as a viable option for human consumption. Like, oh my god.
If it tastes that bad, you probably shouldn't eat it because nature makes everything that's good for you taste amazing. So
But also, if you're coming from a bad diet, your palate's shit. So you got to
yeah,
warm up your palate too.
Hmm. That's what they say about the Chinese, that they eat anything that has eyes.
mhm.
So I wanted to say anti-parasitic guys. If you haven't already tried, attempt to detox yourself of the parasites. I take wormwood supplement tincture.
Hmm.
I've been doing it for like a year now or something in the morning with water. I'd like for everybody to attempt to try that out,
Look
or
at
something
Marcavelli.
similar.
I'm gonna
Hakuna
do it.
Matata.
Beep beep boop boop.
Marcavelli is like Hakuna Matata. Oh man. Jesus Christ, Marcavelli. But did you guys know that tapeworm is like 14% of the population in the UK has tapeworm or ringworm, which makes it the most popular pet in the entire country, overpassing dogs by several percent.
Damn, that's a hell of a stat. Hell of a stat.
Yeah, and it
That's
helps
funny.
you, and it keeps you fit. Like, just look at Irwin there. He's skinny. Doesn't matter what we eat. I'm the same, man. I'm fucking skin and bones.
Yeah,
I eat like a pig. I don't know where it goes, but
same.
it's I probably have some of those
Yeah.
fucking worms, man.
Well,
Hey
I'm a
Andy,
curly
how do you
vegan.
talk to your mom? Like, does your family hate you, or have you been able to massage this into your family life? What's up, facing? I interrupted you.
Whose
Oh
family
no no no
hates
no
me?
no. It's all good. I can't even remember, man. That's important. That's how important it was.
Andy, if you're the Andy I think you are, you need to update your profile pic. Paul Sachs says that he's part of the overtime gang, cleaning, maintenance. Otherwise, he would join us.
Oh,
It's
that's what I
gonna be
wanted to say.
awesome to
Oh,
have Paul on. Like, have you been on with us, Paul, or am I mixing you up with somebody else?
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
he
it's
think
because,
has.
so. Yeah.
well,
Hey,
it's
Paul, are
about
you going to
time,
be
man.
buying E-Hex or P-Hex? Or shoot, what are you going to be buying with that overtime stacking money, buying the dip? Andy says he
I
tells
like
them
that.
how it is,
I
and
I
they either
like that.
accept it or not.
I like that you had two options. Both of them were hex. So what are you gonna buy? E hex or hex? Eh. Or are you going to diversify and maybe buy some E hex, P hex, and pulse, perhaps, or pulse X if you're feeling a bit sort of crazy?
What are you going to get, Golden Yacht or Golden Yacht?
Yeah, exactly.
Hex and air, don't ban people out of like opinions.
Or Spite. So what else, guys? Now that I
Mm.
I've been busy. I bought. I had to get like door handles for 2 of the 3 doors into the house because they
Sweet.
went fucking broke.
You gonna replace them with
Oops.
the antique or modern or what?
Well, the front door's gonna be antique because the house is pretty old, but the one that goes out from the room I'm in is gonna be a bit more sort of modern, chrome plated. Just your regular. I can still use the lock and all the other stuff. I'll just have to change the handles.
Garden asked if I've seen any parasites since I've been taking it. I think I just want to say that like I have I have not seen it in my shit. However, it was a part of this whole process of feeling the extremities and getting rid of areas that get no motion in my body. So just like we were talking to one of the guys in chat about sprinting, I've instead of like going in for a long jog, what I've been doing is sprint and then like 300 feet or so 100 yards, and then just walk and catch my breath and sprint and walk and catch my breath. So what I'm trying to do is like get feeling back in the extremities, the full extremities. And then I've also been doing some of the gravity workouts. I posted some of that stuff in the chat with pictures to where like I'm doing very little, but I'm doing it appropriately so that I'm not like if I went to the gym right now, then I'd be calling upon my body to do all sorts of things it hasn't done for a long time, and possibly I'd be doing that wrong. So instead, let me start small with the appropriate motions. And what's really interesting about this is the repetitions that are advised, the movements, they come from a book that was written by an ex-convict who figured out how to do things in his jail cell. And so it's called convict conditioning. And one of the times whenever I was up at Paul Wheaton's property in Montana, a very young lad, Mormon guy, was just searching for life's answers, and he shows up at the property and he talked about it. And so I looked it up, and I really appreciate it because I've got a back issue altogether, but I've strengthened this up a bit so I can hold myself better. But back to parasites. I think everybody should detox from parasites. I think that like every time you're eating pork, you're putting parasites into your body. Every time you eat pork.
Yeah, if it's not well cooked.
So
Oh,
be
it's an
careful.
interesting thing. The French are a nation where they have a huge amounts of this one parasite that lives in your brain,
Mm.
Oh, really?
and I think it comes from pork. And the only thing that it does to you is if you're in a situation where you have to do like a quick decision, like should I cross the street now or should I wait for the car to drive and then walk over? You're
Well,
more
that,
likely to run before the car gets to you. So you
that would
sort of take.
explain how they drive in France. Like, totally. That explains it all. That's
I
funny.
don't know about it, man. But yeah, but I
Oh
think
my
it's a
god.
parasite that you get from eating pork, which is not cooked hot enough.
Then I need to do a cure fast because I like my pork.
Yeah. Let's see. Paul says that Finbear, you've been on Thothchild's thing with him,
Yeah,
or he's joined you
yeah. I've been on streams with thoughts.
with Paul as well on
Ah,
Thoth.
okay. So
That's where
there,
you.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
where I've seen you. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I had streamed with you somewhere. Okay, okay.
Sweet. So, do y'all have any?
Well, I
I
don't
know
have
that.
any emergencies other than I had a
Do you?
mole removed from my neck,
Okay.
and it fucking sucks because it's in my neck. So imagine like anything you do, you feel the stitches
Could you sleep all
sort of
right?
tugging on it. It's really difficult to find
You
a
had to have
position where.
stitches for that.
Yeah, it
They
was
couldn't
fucking
just
huge.
blast
It
it
was the
off. They had to
size of a
dig
fucking
into
I
it.
dachshund.
go to my chiropractor, and he puts in the dry needles, and it's gone instant. It's freaking amazing.
What's gone?
So, an
Everything.
acupuncturist, chiropractor.
Yeah, yeah. And my chiropractor, if I
Yeah.
have a knob in my neck or I couldn't move it at all.
No, it wasn't a
He's
knob.
talking
It
about a
was a
mole,
mole. One of those black
and he
Oh,
things.
had to cut it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
oh, my bad. I thought you
It was the
had.
size of his pinky.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm just
No,
making
it
that
was
up.
the size of a. It was the size of a
Ah,
grapefruit.
mm,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Bigger than my testicle. What can I say, man?
Good thing D. Ross is not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eat debugs. That's the emergency food.
I'll send you some salami or some dried jerky or something. So.
Coming to your stores nearby.
Holy shit! Read this one.
Yeah, I know a couple about my age. They had a roommate who had a cat, and the lady got
Damn.
pregnant, and the roommate's cat gave the pregnant lady toxoplasmosis, and she had a miscarriage. Like she was 6 months, 5 months pregnant, or something like that. Yeah, having
The
cats is
five
really
gets.
bad. Having cats
Oh.
is really bad when you're pregnant.
Oh. Well, we didn't have cats when my wife was pregnant, so all good.
Yeah, yeah. But it's nasty.
Hey, everybody, if you know designers, please let them know that the Hex Postcards is running a competition with a $400 grand prize for Pulse Chain postcards. Kind of a tongue twister if you don't have it all down. So they can get more information at the website, hexpostcards.com. There's some files up at the top if you need a base layer to draft on top of, and then also come into t.me/hex postcards to submit those pulse chain or ask questions about those pulse chain postcards. We're trying to get some files together. We're trying to raise awareness. And then what we do with those files, I don't exactly know, but $400 grand prize, $200 second, $100 third.
Can you still donate to the
Oh, yeah.
postcards?
Oh, yeah. So on the website, hexpostcards.com, you can see the donation address and the leaderboard for the donations.
Cool. You definitely should ask your Mrs. Besot.
Get on it.
Oh,
Get on it.
we've got it. We've got the spouse of an artist here.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna have to go and clean the pool. It's so full of shit, man. Not actual shit, but like leaves, dead algae,
Really.
pollen.
Yeah, spring came early for us,
yeah,
so
yeah. There's a
mine is
fuckload of
crystal
pollen.
clear.
All right,
it's
so
full of pollen.
if anybody by the name of Babu approaches you and says, "Hey, I'm doing so much for my family and we're starving and we haven't eaten for 3 days," don't believe him. Send him my way.
Send them my way, though.
Yeah. Or give them a link to the stream. We'll
Yeah.
fix everything.
I had
Sounds
him
like you.
on stream last night and I just didn't want to do it. I was just so tired and I was just like 7 hours. Let me get some sleep, 7 hours. Me and my friends, we'll host you on the stream. Maybe more money will come to you.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
thanks, guys.
Have a
Thanks,
good one, everybody.
man.
Take care.
Have
Yeah.
a good day.
Thanks for coming, guys. You're good people. Emergency good people.